When you were a child, a single summer felt endless, but now, entire years seem to disappear in the blink of an eye. Why does time feel like it's speeding up as we get older? The answer isn't in your watch or calendar, it's inside your mind. This strange feeling is something most of us share. You blink, and it's Friday again. You celebrate the holidays, and before you know it, the decorations are back out for the next year. It feels like someone hit the fast-forward button on your life, and you're just trying to keep up. You might joke with friends about how fast the year went, but underneath, there's a real, unsettling feeling that life is slipping through your fingers. This isn't just your imagination. There are solid psychological reasons behind this acceleration of time, and it all starts with how our brain builds our reality. So, let's look at your brain and how it keeps track of time. Our brains don't have a tiny clock ticking away. Instead, they measure the passage of time by the number of new memories we create. Think of your memory as a hard drive. When you experience something for the first time, a new place, a new flavor, a new song, your brain records a massive amount of detail. The sights, the sounds, the emotions, all of it gets encoded into a rich, detailed memory file. When you look back, the density of these new memories makes the period feel longer and more significant. It's like reading a book with lots of detailed chapters. The story feels expansive. But when the chapters are short and repetitive, the book feels thin. This is exactly why time felt so slow and expansive during childhood. As a child, almost everything is a first. Your first day of school, your first bike ride, your first trip to the beach. Every day is an adventure filled with new discoveries and skills to learn. You're constantly absorbing new information, forging new neural pathways, and creating a dense library of memories. Your brain is working overtime, cataloging every new experience. This constant stream of novelty stretches your perception of time. That's why those childhood summers felt like entire lifetimes, because, in terms of new experiences and memories created, they practically were. Each day was a chapter packed with detail. Then, we become adults, and things change. We fall into what you might call the routine trap. We wake up at the same time, drive the same route to work, perform the same tasks, eat similar meals, and watch the same shows. Our lives become a comfortable, predictable loop. While routines are efficient, they are the enemy of memory. When your days are nearly identical, your brain doesn't need to record much new information. It says, "Oh, I've seen this before." It compresses these familiar experiences into a single, generic memory file. So, an entire week of routine work might be stored as one simple memory: went to work. A whole year of the same patterns gets compressed into a very small file. When you look back, there are fewer unique memory markers to separate one day from the next, making months and even years feel like they've blended together into a short, blurry period. There's another fascinating idea called the proportional time theory. It's a simple but powerful concept. When you're a child, let's say 10 years old, a single year represents 10% of your entire life. That's a huge chunk of your existence. It feels significant because it is significant, proportionally. But when you're 40 years old, 1 year is only 2.5% of your life. At 60, it's even less. As you get older, each new year becomes a smaller and smaller fraction of your total lived experience. Subjectively, this makes each year feel shorter and pass more quickly. It's like adding one more book to a small shelf versus adding one more to a massive library. The new addition just doesn't seem as substantial. But it's not all about math and routine. There's a chemical component too: dopamine. Our brains release dopamine when we encounter novel and rewarding experiences. This chemical not only makes us feel good, but it also helps flag an experience as important and worth remembering, strengthening memory formation. When you travel to a new country, start learning a musical instrument, or meet a group of new people, you're triggering this dopamine system. Your brain becomes more engaged, more alert, and it starts recording those rich, detailed memories again. This is why a one-week vacation can feel longer in hindsight than a month of routine work. You're actively creating new, dopamine-tagged memories, which effectively stretches your perception of time. So, if we understand what makes time speed up, can we learn how to slow it down? Absolutely. You don't need a time machine. You just need to be more intentional with your life. The key is to break out of the routine trap and actively seek novelty. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job and travel the world, though traveling is a fantastic way to do it. It can be as simple as taking a different route to work, trying a new restaurant in your town, or visiting a park you've never been to. Pick up a new hobby you've always been curious about, whether it's painting, coding, or learning a new language. Challenge your brain. Even small changes to your daily schedule can introduce enough novelty to create new memories. And finally, practice being present. Pay attention to the details of your current experience, the taste of your coffee, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the sound of the birds outside. Mindfulness pulls you out of autopilot and forces your brain to engage with the here and now. So if time feels like it's moving faster every year, your brain isn't broken. It just means life has become too predictable, and the secret to slowing time down is simply creating more moments worth remembering. Thank you for watching.